Hey guys, how's it going? I want to say roughly probably by now a year ago, I bought this 1985 John Deere 210. This is an all-original tractor. I actually have the side panels to it. I have the original mower deck and original snowplow. Bought this tractor, I want to say almost a year ago. It's been around here for a little while. We worked on it when I first bought it and we got it running. It has been sitting ever since because it has a bad ignition system. Something's either wrong with the points and coil or the condenser. Another thing about this tractor is the lift on it. I guess somebody at some point messed it up, and I've tried replacing it before, but I think this lever or this assembly is messed up. Somebody was pretty hard on this tractor at some point in time. So yeah, this was the 250th 210 built in '85, which I thought was kind of cool. Tractor is all original. As you can see, all 4 tires are original. It would help if I show you the tractor, not other stuff. The tires are all original, the seat's all original, the hood is original, all the paint is original, which is really cool. I don't think the belts are original. That's not the original gas cap. Has the original fenders, or not original, has the original reflectors, which is really cool. This is definitely a neat one. I don't know if that lift lever is original or not. It kind of looks different. Doesn't really seem like it matches the paint. As well as I see this tag right here. I'm wondering if that's a remanufactured tag or was a price tag at one point in time. So yeah, I guess what we're going to do is I think I have made a list of everything this tractor needs. I know it runs. Like I said, it just needs some work done to the points, maybe a new coil and a new condenser. That'll probably be a later date. Right now I want to get a look at that lift and see if we can figure out what is going on. So I'm going to go on ahead and get the fender pan taken off of it. I probably won't film that because it shouldn't be too hard to do. It's just 4 bolts that hold it on, as well as you got to take the bolts out of the pedals. I might film it just because, I might not. So yeah, let's take a look at it and let's take the fender pan off and let's see what we can find. So I know you guys can't see under the tractor and I apologize for that. But I looked at it and I think I just figured out my issue. This is up where it should be. This is where it wants to stop. I think the reason for that is there's the bend down in the assembly. The bend doesn't go up far enough to get into this. It's bent down, and well, it goes down and it goes like that, where I think it's supposed to go down up. And that goes into the little groove, and that's what holds it in. So I'm going to take this out. Maybe I'll get you guys off of that stand and show you guys what I'm talking about and looking at and where it's supposed to go. But I think I just figured out my issue. So this needs to come out. This, you know, it does what it's supposed to. There's nothing wrong there. It's just it's not going into the thing in here that holds it into the thing from moving like that. I mean, I can pull it up still and it just moves, you know, because right now it's facing that way or that way. Somebody messed this thing up at some point and they also bent this. So, like I said, I think somebody abused it. I already replaced this in here because it was broken off. So, oh well. I'll get you guys under there and I'll show you what I'm looking at. I'll probably take this out, take it to the vise, and try bending that up some and see if we can get it to work. So we go up under the tractor, under here, and it's probably a good thing I took this off so I could get a little bit more light under here. That rod, oh, you guys can't see it. Right there is the assembly. That's what it grabs, the rod grabs into to hold the attachment up. This right here, this is the rod. It's supposed to go up into that groove right there. As you can see, this right here, as you can see, it's bent down. This is it pulled down all the way. This is it pushed up all the way to where it's sticking out past the lever. So what I think it, and as you can see, it wants to go over here for whatever reason. So I think what I need to do is right here on this bend, I think this bend is supposed to be right there. So up here I need to bend it up some, so that way it'll go up into that groove. So I'm going to get this off and put another battery in the camera. And after I do that, we'll put it back in and see if it works. So let's get this linkage out of here. It should come out. Come on. Sometimes it tends to be a pain. There we go. You just pull that knob off of the top, and out it comes. There you can see. So now, we take this over to the vise. I'm going to clamp it right there, and I'm going to bend this up. And we're going to see, and to get this back up in there, you shoot it up the same way that it came out, as you can see. This bend, ignore it. It should be okay. Let's go over to the vise and get this thing bent. So let's get this into the vise, and then once I get it into the vise, yes, I could have done this under the tractor, but why is there so much shit up there? I had this table cleaned off real nice. Oh boy, so let's take this, tighten that in, and we'll come up here and we'll get that. Let's see. There we go. That should be, hopefully that should be good enough. I don't know if that's going to be exactly where I need it, but as you can see, that shoots up. Shouldn't rub on the frame. If it does, I can fix it. Let's get this back under the tractor and try again. Got you guys back up in the stand over here by this 210. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath and I'm going to shoot this up. It's going to go up this. That's what she said. And we're going to see if we can get this back up here and get it to work. The goal is, if we can, I want to get this tractor snow plowing this winter. So hopefully we can do that. Also, we got to put the helper spring back on it. The front linkage. There we go. So let's see. What do we get? I think it might be. Well, need to be. I had to bend it a little, because it's not exactly seeming like it wants to. That's because it's not. It's not exactly right where it needs to be, but I mean it's fairly close to where it needs to be. So now I need, there it is. I pulled down on it a little bit to try to bend it some. Is that gonna, no, that's not gonna thread on. Where is that? Let's try that. Maybe we can get it to thread on now. Yeah, it's still not working. So now we have to figure out, what did we do wrong? Now I wish that spring was in there. Let me grab my mallet and I'm going to hit it again. because it's not going up all the way into that groove like it's supposed to. It's in, you know, but it's not exactly going up. I had to bend it down a little bit to get it to go exactly where I needed it to, because it wouldn't line up earlier. So I'm going to put the spring in, which is going to push that down. I wish that I didn't have to get down in order to find that. One of you guys want to get under there and help me? Of course not. Let's see if we can. If one of you guys watching this video on YouTube would jump down here and hold on to that, it would really help me. What I want to do, I should be over here to begin with. There we go. There we go. That's just what I need to do. So I would come under here, thread that in. So that's tight. So where is this notch? There it is. So I'm going to hit it right there, and when I hit it right there, it's going to shoot that up. And when it shoots that up, it should go right around. Let's find out. Well, we might have to take this back off. Unfortunately. If I can actually talking to you guys like you can see what I'm doing right now. So I have it in the notch, but it's not. No, if I put that little jack under here and jack up on it, I bet you that would do what I want it to do. Let me grab a smaller tripod so I can put you guys under the tractor and you can watch. Well, I stuck you guys in my little tripod and I stuck it under the tractor and it just broke. So that sucks. Trying to adjust it, I guess. So I don't know what you guys can see. I just kind of sat you on the floor. I stuck a knob underneath the front of the camera and hit the record button. Got my jack. Let's see if we can get this thing positioned and I can push up on that linkage and get it to bend. I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but this is what I have, so we're going to work with it. Alright, let's see. This, my little carpet, but yeah. Let's see how far. I'd like to move that somewhere else, but of course it's not going to, so. Get this up. First off, that's facing the wrong way. There we go. This isn't, no. Jack up on it and see if we can get it to bend. No. I don't think it's going to do what I want it to do. Well, I mean, we can. There we go. Wondering what that was coming out. If we could push that right there. I want to push that up. I don't really want to take this linkage back out if I don't have to. But it wants to pick up the whole tractor, which is not exactly what I wanted to do. Will it fit in there? Yeah, see, it wants me to pick up the tractor, which is not what I want to do. Yeah. So we're going to have to take that back off. Damn it. I was hoping that would work, but I guess it won't. So we need to take that linkage back out, bend it again, this time sharper, and see if we can get it exactly where we need it. At this point, I'm more or less experimenting. I took the bend out of the bottom completely. Not out completely, but out enough. I took one bend out. Let's find our hole, which is... There it is. There we go. It's going to be a little bit longer than it usually is. Oh shit, it's not over far enough. And it shoots out way too far. Alright, I think I see what I need to do. Make it bend right about here and shoot that over. Wish I had a marker or something. How far in there? So the way that I see it, if we take this right here, we make our mark. Right there is where it needs to be. So hopefully we can do that without erasing our mark. I hope it even, hold on there, I don't even see it. Probably got wiped away. Can you see it? Right there. All right, I'll be back. So here's an update for you guys on the 210. I shut the camera off because I was really starting to get pissed, and I was really starting to yell, and I didn't really want that on camera. So I went ahead and I shut the camera off and just continued what I was doing. A little bit of an update. I got the lift working. I've got the helper spring back on it, and I have the front lift linkage back on the tractor if you want proof. Right there is where they used to be. They are now on the tractor. I would have filmed putting the helper spring back on, but I didn't even think to pull the camera out and film it. Plus, there's not a whole bunch of room under there, and I think I've made a video before showing how to put a helper spring on my 216. So, I didn't film it. Like I said, you know, there's just not enough room under there. This is about how much room I had. These little ramps down there and on my back crawling around. So, yeah. Got everything on there. The lift seems to work good. The spring that goes underneath of the button is wore out, so it doesn't exactly pull the button back up all the way, but oh well, it works. I can pull up on it if I have to. So hopefully, now after we get the points and condenser situation figured out, we will be able to snowplow with this tractor this winter. That's kind of the plan. So let me go on ahead and get this down off of the ramps, and we'll get into the points next and see what we can figure out there. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we are going to drop a battery into this machine. Oh, good. This is the correct terminal. Fuck. Why won't that go? Hitting on the choke metal cable. I want it to go down. I don't want to move those. Apparently they weren't zip tied. I thought they were. This one is my positive. This one is my negative. No sparks. Let's see if it'll crank. It will. Just gotta clean up the terminals. There we go. So now, I don't ever remember if I tested the electrical on it. Headlights work. PTO works. Cool. That's kind of stiff, but all the linkages on it move. Yeah, this was holding the, this used to hold those in place, but it appears that cable is broken. Engine cranks. Let's check it for spark. And after we check it for spark, we can determine its fate. Hopefully we can just get it to start right up, and we're not going to have to replace everything, mess with the ignition system. That's kind of the goal, is to get it started and to get it to run, you know, without messing with that ignition system. If we have to adjust the points, that's fine. If we have to mess with the carb, that's fine. I'll show you guys the plug. This is the plug. And look horrible. But it does have the original ignition or condenser, probably even the original coil. The older coils, in my opinion, are better than the newer coils. It's got spark. It's good blue spark, so we should be all right. There's no gas in it, I don't think. I'm gonna put some fuel in that tank. After I put some gas in the tank, we can try it and see how it does. So now we go on ahead and we put our plug back in it. I have not cleaned the plug yet, keep in mind. We'll put this on. Here we go. Let's just see what it does. We might end up replacing the plug, but we'll see. Ready? Let's just see what it does. I do want to jump up here so I can push the pedal if I have to. I'd give it some starting fluid, but I don't have any. We could just take a funnel, dump some gas down into the plug, and just see if it fires off. I really don't want to kill that starter right now. It might not even start. We might be having to dig into it a little further. Let's check and see if the plug's wet. It's not, it's dry. That gap looks kind of odd. I was running in there to grab my little two-stroke can, but I think I have a thing in here that has two-stroke fuel. Yes, I do. Perfect. Let's try this. Little squirt bottle that has some two-stroke gas in it. We're going to try that and we'll see what it does. Hopefully we can get to it before it evaporates. Ready? Here we go. We know it'll run. Give it another shot. We may end up having to... It may not be priming. That could be what it is. That pump's not getting anything. Give it a little extra compared to what we gave it before. We'll try that and see where it takes us. I'm not going to choke it this time. I'm going to leave it unchoked. If I feel the need to choke it, I will. Ready? Okay, let's see. We know it'll run, at least attempt to run. Well, of course the camera died. I got the engine running and it ran fairly decent. And then of course I looked up at the camera and the camera's dead, so maybe we can get it to start back up. I'll probably have to add more fuel to it. It almost seemed like it was starting to take fuel. Maybe. It sounded like it tried to go. I think we are taking fuel. However, it's just not running for some reason. I'm going to give it another helping dose. Why does that seem like it's... Ready? It only wants to run choked. What would be, that would be the carb needs to be adjusted. It only wants to run choked, therefore it is not getting enough fuel. Where is, I'm trying to remember how to get this off. I better not be beeping. There we go. So, last time we took this off here, we had walnuts. Or not walnuts. We had something under here, some kind of nuts. We didn't have nothing this time. Oh, you gotta take that off too. And where we get the adjustment screws. On the 100 series, it's easier to get to the adjustment screws than it is on the 200 series. The air filter cover covers a little bit of where the jets are, a little bit of the carb. On the 100 series it comes out, on the 200 series it goes in. So you have to, sometimes depending on if you can reach in there, if you have smaller fingers, you can get to the jets, but it's oftentimes easier just to take the air filter housing off and then make it run just a little bit lean before you go to put the air filter back on, because putting the air filter on, believe it or not, does change the air fuel mix. So just kind of adjust it, you know, with intentions of it being thrown off a little bit when you go to put your air filter back on. Sometimes it messes with it, sometimes it doesn't. That's kind of stiff. I'm going to turn that in. There we go. I'm going to bring it out too. That's all phrase. I'm going to bring it out. When you go to tighten your jets, I've seen people do this before. Never, ever, ever tighten your jets with a screwdriver or pliers or anything. There's a little tip inside of there on the jet that you will damage on the high-speed jet as well as the idle jet. If you once you damage that tip, that's it. Half, one, half, two. That should do it. And you'll have to replace your jet. 9 times out of 10 you'll have to replace your carb, because you can't order those jets aftermarket, I don't think. Seen enough. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to go on ahead and replace the points and condenser and see if that helps us fix the problem, or at least shows us something wrong. If that doesn't end up fixing it, I've got a new condenser, or a new, what's it called, coil, as well as points and condensers we can throw on there and maybe see if that solves our issue. One thing that people don't do that you're supposed to when you get a new set of points, I normally don't, but I'm doing it for the video, you're supposed to take your points and you get a little piece of paper with them. You take your contacts, you open your contacts up and you take the little piece of paper they come with and just do that to clean the points, because there's a little bit of corrosion on them, or they put a coating on them, that's what it is. So let's get these off. Hopefully we can. There we go. Cool. You got it. There. So now we just pop that out like that. They don't look terrible. They do definitely have some use to them. Let's take our new ones. I'm not really a huge fan of the newer points. However, if they work, then, oh well, I guess, you know, they're fine. So we'll just stick that on there. They'll need to be adjusted. I'll show you guys how to adjust them, don't worry. Just for if you're doing this for the first time and need to learn how. Well, shit. We gotta get them. I might be able to. What I should have done from the beginning is this. Sometimes these are hard to get, and I'm sure you're seeing that. If you have a magnetic screwdriver, it makes it so much easier. Fuck. One thing I've thought about doing in the past is taking them and putting studs poking out the front of the engine block and just putting nuts on it and having that hold the points on. The only thing is getting the nuts on, especially the one on the bottom. I don't know what would be easier, doing this or doing that. Phone. Did we find it? No. Sucks when you have shaky hands. You're trying to do that. There we go, we got it. There we go, we got it. So now what we need to do, once we get this one in and get that one in, I actually might just go on ahead and try and start it and see if it starts up or not. We're going to take our wire, stick it in like that. Actually, we're just going to pretend that's okay. I'm not taking that back off. Let's make sure our points move, and if our points move, maybe we can see if the engine will start. Battery. That or no battery. Let me grab one. I see that moving, but I don't see this moving. Okay. So I need to adjust the points. I used to be able to do this without feeler gauges there for a while, but now I've started going back to doing it this way. Oh, it's a flat-handed Phillips. There we go. I don't know if they're open all the way or closed. We'll find out. The way it works, this right here is your adjustment screw, as you can see. And then this is the point it moves. Stick the feeler gauge in between these two contacts. Loosen that, move this, close it, or tighten that up. And that's how you adjust your points. For those of you who didn't know and were wondering. It appears we got it just right. I don't know if you guys saw the spark or not. But we got everything it appears we need. So let's see if we can get it to start now. I just watched it piss out the carb. I think our intake valve is open. Let me move you guys back. There we go. Ready? Thank you. I think more than likely it pissed all the fuel out that I put in it. Unless our plug's not sparking. That could be what it is. Check our plug real fast and just be sure. I can't tell, I don't see it. We got no spark now. Okay. We have fire, we have spark down here at the points. I think let's go on ahead and replace that condenser. Just go on ahead and get that eliminated and make sure that that's not the problem. It could be too, the points just aren't adjusted properly. Or it could be that plug. Which I don't think it is. That might be wrong. Wrong size. Wrench over there. It might be bigger than, or smaller than what I need. The one that I grabbed for the coil. It should be a 15/16, but that looks like a 10 millimeter or a 3/8. A lot of them get switched. could probably go on ahead and try it now and see if that fixed it. The coil, I don't think the coil is the problem. It could be the problem, but I don't think it is. I just want to give it a shot real fast and see if we get spark now from our plug. Nope, nothing. So it could still be the points adjusted off. I'm just gonna go on ahead and replace this though, since I've already started on it and I've got another one. Could be that plug. It's one of these two. Let's try 10 first. If it's not 10, there we go. Is it really? Not 10? I don't know if there's anything wrong with this condenser, so I'm going to be careful taking it off. I don't want to ruin it, you know, just in case it's still good. Oh, we're going to take that off anyway. Damn it. I don't like having to do that, because then the nut falls off and you can't find it. Let's see if we can get this crimp off of here, and if we can replace that with something else. No, I don't think it's gonna. I don't want to cut it because I don't want to shorten that wire. Oh well, I guess we shortened it anyway. That's pretty thick gauge wire, just for that. So let's see. There we go. Like that. So we'll just take our thing here. That one goes, if it's long enough, oh it is, right there. The other one goes, it doesn't matter what order you put them in, but I'm just putting them like this, because that's normally how I do it. But it really doesn't matter what way you put yours on. I mean, they both go to the exact same place. As long as you put them on the right terminal, you're fine. Like that. Then we'll grab our nut. And we'll just go like that. There we go. And then we'll take our condenser. I don't like putting them on the voltage regulator, but just kind of do it anyway since it was already there and there's no other good place to put it that I can get to easily. Watch it just be a faulty spark plug. I've tested that before though, and and that plug seemed like it worked just fine. There we go. And we gotta tighten these down first. I also ordered another coil. Whether we're gonna use it or not, I'm not sure. I've actually got another tractor that can use it, so I might not use it if I don't have to. Plus, these original coils are a lot nicer and better than the newer ones. So we're just gonna hope that this one, I shouldn't say that because I got a lot of new coils. So, and all the new coils might get offended by me saying that and break. There we go. And there we go. Go on there. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what it does. There it goes. We get a spark now. So let's take that and let's put some fuel in our cylinder. And after we do that, we shall see. Yes. I gotta mix up some more. Let's see. I put fuel in it. Let's see what it does. Ready? That's the best it's ever run. Do we lose spark? We might have. I don't think we did. You never know. We did. Oh, our wire came off. That's why. I was gonna say it was running really good, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. Our wire came off down here. We're gonna have to fix that. Yeah, I was kind of surprised it did that. But cool. So it seems like we've got it pretty well figured out. So I'm going to have to mess with the carb a little bit. And also I'm going to have to fix some points. Let's just take it in. We might not even have to replace the coil. That one should be 2, and this one should be 2. 1.5, or 2.5, 1/2. Put it right there. This one's in all the way. 1/2, 1/2. Let's just put it at 1 1/4. Maybe that'll fix our issue. And we'll just adjust it from there. Ready? Did a wire pop off again? Did it? No. It's still there. About to though. Make sure it has spark still. We could have lost it again. We got spark. Why is it not? It's sparking off of the thing and not off of that for whatever reason. Interesting. I'm going to take a second and I'm going to pull that points wire off and I'm going to tighten it up. And I want to adjust the points real quick, and after I do that, we can go on ahead and see what happens. Oh, well, it looks like it's flooding. We can go on ahead and check it from there and see what happens. Got everything all put back together. I ended up taking the carb off because the needle was leaking. I guess fuel was getting past the seat. I primed it. Let's go on ahead and let's see if it will start. And if it will start, let's see if it'll drive. Or let's just see what it'll do. Ready? It's already running better than it ever did. That's good. Let's see if we can drive it out of here. Ready? Well, I'm not sure if you guys can see it or not. You might be getting a snowplow video sometime here soon. It's snowing right now. Maybe we'll throw a snowplow on the 210 sometime here in a bit. I have no filter on it right now. Let's try it. Let's throttle it up. Let's see what it does. Josh is doing driving school. I guess they're back. Let's give them a little bit to get out of my way. Let's just throttle it up at least.
throttling, but it's running wide open. I don't think it's getting enough fuel. I might play with it a little bit and see just what I can figure out. Adjust it. Let's see if that improves. I think that's where we're going to go now. I'm going to try a lower gear this time. It did pretty good. You know, it went up and down. But I want to watch that throttle butterfly while I go back and forth. Getting enough fuel, and I think my jet might be plugged up, so that may end up being where we go next, is checking that and seeing if that's the problem. Well guys, as much as I'm sure you want to see me piss with that and fix the jet and find out what was wrong with it, I think I'm just going to leave it be for now. I think I'm going to go on ahead and end the video here. I have a little note that says replace the ignition system, but guess what? I already did. So we don't need that anymore. One thing I did off camera is I swapped the spark plug
I did that when I had the camera off, when I said that I had replaced the carburetor, or took the carb off and cleaned the bowl out, and also checked the needle because it was leaking. There's a mouse. I don't know if you guys saw him or not. He ran behind the 208. You want to see if he's still there? Where's Squeakers? I don't see him. If I saw him, he was running against the wall. But anyway, I think that's going to be something I just go on ahead and do off camera, is fix that carb. I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner at the moment, or else I would take it apart. But I'm sure I've done several carburetors on this YouTube channel. If you don't know how to do it, you can go look at another video. I've done it before. There's not really a point in showing it. All I need to do is just go through it and find out what jet's plugged up and blow it out. It seemed like it was starving for fuel, so I think the main jet might be plugged up. It ran pretty good though for, you know, what it is. So yeah, hopefully that is it. It also looks like there's some gas on the tractor, on the frame. We might have to do a little bit more work to that carb. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. It was really fun to get the 210 back out and get into it and get it going, figure out what was wrong with it. It's been sitting here for a while. Everything on it, as far as I know, is fixed. I think the only thing left to do now is go on ahead and throw a snowplow on it, and we'll maybe see how it does this winter. We're gonna put the snowplow back on it came with, and this summer, I might throw the mower deck under it that it came with when it was new, and we'll just see how it does with that deck, and we'll also see how it does with that snowplow. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. They're calling for weather, they're calling for snow this weekend, so more than likely there might be a snow plowing video. Hell, even if it's just a dusting. I've snow plowed a dusting before. Even if it's just a dusting, I might go out there and do it just for a video. Well, depending on how, there goes that fucker again. Depending on how much is there, if it's just a dusting where it's just a little bit that'll melt overnight, I'm just gonna leave it alone. You see him? He's right there. There he goes. He's gonna probably run back. I don't see him. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me today in the shop and watching me work on my little projects. We are at 880 subscribers, so I want to take a second and thank you guys for that. We're getting close to 1,000. I have a goal. I haven't really talked about it. I think I have talked about it before, but I'd like to hit 1,000 before the end of the year if it's remotely possible. I think that would be kind of cool, especially with how fast the channel grew. Recently, it seems like it has started to slow down some, which I figured it would a few hundred subscribers ago, but I think we could probably make it to 1,000 by the end of the year. If you have any friends that you know that might be interested in this stuff that I work on this channel, feel free to share the channel around. Word of mouth is better than, you know, me running around and telling everybody about this channel and saying, oh, I have a YouTube channel and blah, blah, blah. And because then you're promoting it yourself, your viewers aren't promoting it, you know, so you could have complete shit content and run around and tell everybody my channel's awesome. And some people might disagree, which some people might disagree with me on this channel. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. That is going to be it. Take care. Bye. Well, I figured I'd bring you guys back for this cool shot. As you guys can see, the 210 is put back together. I went ahead and I replaced the coil since it was, I already had a new coil. I thought, you know, why not just replace the coil since I already put a new ignition system on it. I also went through it and I cleaned up the carb. The carb looked fine. when I took it apart, I just blew it out with the air compressor and sent some needles through it to clean it up. It cleaned up nicely. Not needles, what are they called? Welding tip cleaners, that's what they are. I sent those through it to clean it up, and it cleaned up nicely. As you guys can see, the deck lift works, or the snowplow lift works. It picks up the snowplow like it should, and I can show you guys that there's no bolt or anything holding that in. Here's one, but it's just here dangling. I know a certain individual that'll say, oh, you've got something in there holding it. No, I don't. Just the lift linkage that holds the blade up, and that's it. So yeah, original blade back on its original tractor. I think that's kind of cool. I'm debating on putting the side panels back on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. But yeah, I've driven it around, and it drives around fairly nice. It runs pretty good. It pulls itself around. It is kind of sluggish still, but oh well, what do you expect? It drives around, you know, and it does what it's supposed to. It's a little 10 horse, and it's probably got a lot of hours on it. Somebody was definitely using this thing, as you guys can see. They welded a hook onto the snowplow, I'm guessing for towing things around. I'm probably going to leave it on there because it looks cool, and I'll probably end up using it. I also noticed, I don't know if they're supposed to be like that, but that is wrong. As you guys can see, the way that these are mounted to the snowplow frame. Somebody might tell me that's correct. I don't own any newer snowplows. All my snowplows are pre-1970s, as you guys can see. This is the type of ones I have. I've never seen one like that before. And just to show you guys over here. So that's a newer blade. This is a newer, or I don't know how old that blade is. I know this is an 85. So as you can see, I don't know when they switched them, but that just seemed kind of odd to me that they're on there like that. Somebody probably put them on there or replaced it at one point in time and had to move them. Or maybe they were like that from the factory. I don't know. Maybe it was defective. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. I couldn't leave the video like that. I just had to, bring you guys back so you could look at it with me and just say, wow, that's a beautiful tractor. I may end up putting the side panels back on it again. I may not. I probably will, just to look at it and say, wow, that looks good with those. Maybe we will. Let me put the side panels on it, and then after I do that, we'll start it up so you guys can listen to it. You guys ready to see it? Because I don't think you are. This thing looks good with the side panels on it. You've already skipped by now. Ready? That looks good. It's a really good looking tractor. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you guys in the stand, and I'm going to go on ahead and start it. And after I get the tractor started, we will go on ahead and, I guess, end the video after you guys get to listen to it run. Remember how I said I wanted to get some running footage of that 210, and conveniently it has a snowplow on the front, and conveniently we've got some snow on the pad. Not really a whole lot, but the pad around back behind the house has a lot more on it. What do you say we have a little bit of fun, test that tractor out and see how it does. If it does good over here, we'll go around back and we'll play with that one. There's some on that one over there, but it's not really enough to even consider playing with. So yeah. Well, it's going to be a cold start. Not really on purpose, but I kind of ran it out of gas yesterday. I was out pissing around, just kind of driving around the house with it because I was kind of listening to it run, and I really kind of like this tractor. It's just kind of cool. And it ran out of gas on me on the pad. So, damn it. Oh well. I got back to the shop though, one way or another. So yeah, I'm gonna set you guys up in the stand. We're gonna go on ahead and we're gonna start the thing up. I didn't put very much gas in it before. I put quite a bit in now, so hopefully we shouldn't run out of gas again. But yeah, there wasn't a whole lot in there to begin with. I kind of forgot about that.
There's not really a lot to play with. We're not going to do the entire pad, but we are going to get most of what we can.